What makes a person real world ready? Is it one track path, or is it while you're on that track path, you explore multiple skills? Exploring multiple skills while you're doing a college degree, is that possible? But if you don't explore multiple skills, how would you open multiple career paths? But then again, a question is, multiple career paths, is it even possible? Well, the answer is yes. And today I'm here with Ram, the brain behind creating, or I'd say reintroducing gNIIT time and time again. A product that makes learners real world ready. Hello, Ram.
Hi Deepak, nice to have you and thanks for having me here.
So before we start, Ram, as we all know, gNIIT is the flagship brand of NIIT and has been around since the 90s. What is it different in the 2025 version of gNIIT?
And thanks again for having me Deepak. See, gNIIT is evolving as the time evolves. Today in digital world, for example, I'm a college student. Right, I see students struggling to take notes because there's so much to do and so much of actions around different professors and different types of activities to be done. What if I got an idea? What if I build a platform? You know about TripAdvisor? Like that, what if I build a notes advisor? Deepak, you have notes, somebody else's notes, some professor's notes, they can upload it and people can like it, dislike it, and based on that, the popular notes get consumed and both the students get to get the best of the notes, the professors get to share the best of the notes, and it's connected with the gNIIT world to be able to generate meaningful notes for students' education. How about that idea? So students get this idea, how do they go about doing it? Where are the skills and competencies? gNIIT since the 90s have been a proven product that enables students to move from education to employment. It fills the gap in the skills to make them job ready, all while they are at college, all while they are doing their degree in the college. So college gives a good foundation. Now I need to get job ready skills. And 10 years back, the job ready means just knowing the spelling of Java probably was good enough. And 5 years back, maybe a combination of few skills. And 2-3 years back, it was all about basic full stack is necessary for everyone. So the amount of skills that one need to acquire to become job ready is increasing. As the digital is evolving, as more and more tools and technologies come into persistent, as more and more tools come into the market, more and more tools get used in projects, the skills and competencies need to be a lot more than in the past. gNIIT has reborn itself in a new digital avatar that will help students bridge the gap in the skills to get job ready.
We've heard a lot about digital avatar, digitization and all. Could you explain more that, how is this digital 2025 different from the digital in the 90s or 2000 and so on and so forth?
A very good question. The earlier digital avatar or digitization is more computerization. Right, when I started as a COBOL programmer. So what used to happen is we go to a bank, hey bank, we have a lot of IT professionals with us, what can we do for you? The bank will say, here is a ledger, take the ledger and computerize. And that was very well done. The customers gave the requirements and the IT team enabled those into a set of software, and those requirements are written down and transformed to the Indian teams in India, offshore teams in India, and offshore teams in India constructed the software and gave it back to the customer. And maybe 20 years back, the same software became web enabled 20-25 years back. Maybe 15 years, 20 years back, the same softwares became mobile enabled, then moved to cloud. So all along it is the computerization of an existing operation, the process, that's the center around which all these activities are going on. But today digitization is about new ideas, creating more values. For example, let's take I am a college student and I am observing a lot of food getting waste. I am observing a lot of students don't get the kind of food they want. So what I do, I build a platform that connects the students to the vendors, and they can pre-book and pre-order, and therefore vendors know how much of what kind of food to bring, students know what kind of food they will get, reducing waste, reducing the overall, improving the overall consumption of the food, and of course the satisfaction of the student because they get the food they want.
Well, that's a great startup idea that you've given us.
Yeah, I mean, the digitization is all about that.
But how is it possible for a college student to, I mean, A, to think of an idea, and B, to actually execute it? While in college, I mean, there are many who are doing it, but is it even possible for, let's say, a regular young guy who's, entered college, is it possible for him to actually think on these lines and actually implement this idea?
Absolutely. Where there is a will, there is a way. The tricky part around this is that one needs to acquire a bunch of skills to be in a position to transform this idea into a product, to take this idea into a go-to market. And that is where gNIIT comes in as a bridge between what they learn in college to what we need to take it to market in terms of a set of competencies and skills that I can stand on my own legs.
So, I've seen a lot of pieces where gNIIT says that, it opens multiple career paths. And you're stressing upon a lot of skills. I mean, so is gNIIT a program that is packaged with a lot of skills that makes you an entrepreneur?
It could be one way. gNIIT is a roadmap that helps you define your own path to thrive in a digital ecosystem. It's a new perspective to this product. See, today look at a college student, right? I finished my graduation, then get on to a first job, and whatever, then only to realize, is that the career I wanted? Is that the career for which I studied for so many years? Then they switch jobs, then they figure out something else and they go with the flow rather self-discovering, exploring, identifying their own interest at an early stage. And how does it costs them time, money and effort to do all of this on the job. How about doing all of this while in the college, while doing my graduation? The gNIIT is it's a new roadmap that defines. So how does it help one? First, it helps them to explore diverse digital skills. I may choose one skill from digital marketing. In today's time, I am the brand. You are the brand. Now, I may be a developer, I may be a data analyst, I may be a cybersecurity specialist, I may be a cloud computing specialist, I may be a banking and relationship specialist, I may be in this field of digital marketing. But irrespective, I am the brand. How do I market myself? All of us need to know a bit of digital marketing. So assume that I want to explore that area. I'm a student, first year college student, and I'm also interested. There is so much hype around data. Everybody talks about data science. I want to explore that. And everybody also says, when I speak to any seniors, they say even though software engineering is changing, it is where 7 out of 10 hires are happening. So I want to explore area of software engineering too. Is it possible today?
I can't think.
So, they finish the college, then get onto a job and then learn on the job, or hope that employers will train me on the skills I am required to do on the job. gNIIT is a roadmap. That roadmap defines a career path that I can choose. How? If you could ask me that, then let me start by explaining. First, it helps me to gain foundational skills, communication, collaboration, storytelling, working with problem solving skills, presentation articulation skills. It provides me broad digital tools and technologies with which I can even do my college academics very well. And I can perform not just my daily activities, my personal, professional and social preparation. I can do a better post. Today many students are doing post unknowingly that they are leaving a permanent digital image about something about them on the social media. Would this not cost them at some point of time? Can I erase something I am putting in social media? How do I leverage this, turn this around to make social media work for me? So there are broad skills that everybody should acquire, and then we start telling them, the learners, students have an option. Okay, let me restart. So gNIIT is a career pathway. The pathway first helps them to get broad skills, broad transferable skills. What I mean by transferable skills, skills that are necessary, required in any job roles. As entrepreneur, do I need digital marketing skill? Of course, yes. Do I need software engineering skills? Of course, yes. Do I need data analytics skills? Of course, yes. Do I need to know the broad spectrum of how to keep my data and system secure? Of course, yes. So how do I explore all these areas? I want to become a data analyst, right? A great career, data is everywhere. But to get into the career, I need to I not only have the skills but also signal that I have the skills. How do I signal without knowing these basics of digital marketing in today's digital ecosystem? So therefore, gaining the broad base of competencies is a necessary first step in gNIIT.
No, so Ram, you've highlighted important streams, right? Digital marketing, as I see it, is a different stream. Software engineering is definitely a different stream. Data is a different stream. What's not clear to me is that, let's say, I'm a first year student and I've just entered college and I'm doing BCom, right? Can I learn software engineering? Because I did not
Absolutely.
even take science in 12th.
Absolutely. In fact, if you think about it, let me just talk a little bit about the essence of software engineering, coding, right? Now, what is the one skill that every one of us must lifelong possess to survive and flourish in any environment? It is problem solving, and people call it different names, critical thinking and analytical ability. How do I solve the problems? Now tell me, how can I improve problem solving skills?
I won't know.
By solving problems.
Yeah.
Right, that's standard answer. When I off late I've been meeting so many students, and close to 500 in the last 2.5 months, and everybody says by solving problem. But how do you solve problem? How do you know the problem that the solution that I have done is working? What are the points of failures? How can I identify and fix those points of failures? And how, therefore, if you ask me, one technique to sharpen one's problem solving skills, learn coding. Because when I do code, I solve a problem, I test that solution is working, I fix the points of failures that can potentially take the solution not to work, and therefore sharpen my problem solving skills. It could be in data science line, as you mentioned, it could be in software engineering, it could be in digital marketing. So coding is a common skill as a technique to improve problem solving skills, and that is necessary in any given job. I am giving an example of what I call as a transferable skill.
So Ram, that's great to hear that, we've actually tested this program with the employers. We've taken inputs and packaged them into gNIIT. So what all skills are there in this program? What all skills can a student enroll in?
All right. So I think our first principle is we want to build foundational digital collaboration communication skills at a layer and help them start exploring. So the first the program is designed as a bunch of stacks. The first stack is let's say generative AI stack and digital level 1 stack. It has a bunch of courses. There are around 7 to 8 courses, and they can pick up two of them are mandatory course. One is digital communication collaboration. We feel everybody should be aware. For example, using office suites, using generative AI tool, using collaboration tools. They are necessary for work environment, academic environment, personal environment. And so that is the first set of courses they do. The other one is a digital persona. In today's world, everything I leave in social media affects me positively or negatively. How can I make it work? How can I use social media to signal things that I'm working on to create a brand image, right? As you know, hiring is already happening through social searches, right? Probably most companies have their own crawlers, and it takes a resume, searches around the social media and filters out if there are any drastic negative comments and things like that, it pops up. So we feel individually I am the brand, you are the brand. Therefore, digital persona, building a digital mindset, digital marketing yourself is an essential skill.
Okay.
So that's how it starts. Then there are a bunch of courses on storytelling, personal finance, basics of programming, web development. Different tracks of courses are available for banking and finance, for digital marketing, for data science, for software engineering, for cloud computing and cybersecurity. You may choose one or two of them to explore as part of the first stack. And that's how you start. The second stack has 4 courses that you can choose based on what areas you want to explore. You may pick up one each of different or 2 from 2 different tracks. It's up to you. So then that further establishes your interest area, helps you self-discover your passions and what you want to spend most of your time subsequently as you grow up. It will also help you at that time to start taking gig work. For example, I have learned a bit about web development and learned a bit about constructing essential websites, and I already know basics of digital marketing. You are the brand, you have the skill, position yourself, go to a gig working platform, put your own resume and start taking work. Because the program is skill driven, it's not about online watching videos. You will get genuine, real, hard skills. You will be able to take up gig work confidently.
So will somebody be there to help me practice, apply my skills, whatever I've learned?
Absolutely. See, in fact, we have taken that to a very granular level, right? So if I'm learning, for example, data analytics, I'm just taking an example. Would I be able to directly do an exploratory data analysis of a payroll application? I won't be able to. I first need to know what is a quantitative attribute, what is a qualitative attribute, what kind of questions I should ask, at the initial stage of analysis, how do you work with the database, how do I query and find out top 5 performing customers, the bottom 5 selling products, how do I get those queries, business queries answered interactively using analysis. So the program is designed as a bunch of courses, and each course is one competency. Excel analytics is one competency, SQL is another competency, and bunch of such courses combined together to form for the learners to explore. In a course, we believe in unit level learning. For example, can I directly start swimming in open waters?
No.
Can I start driving a 4-wheel in Connaught Place?
No.
Can I directly go and do, manage a cybersecurity in a banking application? Can I directly market, join a company called as Made as a service company and start marketing them as their employee? I will actually be learning at their cost, at their time. So we believe in unit level learning. So what we call as a learning sprint. So every learning sprint focuses on one task. The task could be, for example, SEO. In that, the practice I will do will only demonstrate that particular task. So every learning sprint in 4 hours have 2 hours of session, and where mentor will guide me. Mentor will also show and I will repeat, watch and repeat discussions will happen in the live session, online virtual live session. And then I have a practice to do, and my practice is also getting reviewed. Suppose I'm analyzing Grand Slam data of all the recent 15 years of Grand Slam tennis tournaments, right? It's a top 4 of the Grand Slams happens in tennis. So I'm analyzing that data. I will submit it. Somebody will review, and I'll get the feedback. I have to refactor. So I'm actually replicating how I work in real work. So if you are a marketing champion, if I am joining you in your team, would you just accept any work I do, put that in production? No, you will do multiple rounds of reviews, right? In today, which program offers reviews of every work of at every stage of learning for the learner to improve? So at NIIT, we all know that we learn from making mistakes. But at NIIT, we believe we learn from correcting our mistakes. So the mentors, one of the jobs of mentors is to be able to point out the mistakes Ram is making, point out the mistakes learners are making, and expect the learners to put the effort to correct them.
Understood. So Ram, tell me something. I'm a first year college student, and I have chosen BTech as my degree. But as all Indians do, I love sports, right? And I love how statistics, how data is presented, because in a sports match or anything, stats plays a very important role, even while in coaching, right? Is there a chance I can become a sports analyst by doing this program?
Absolutely. You focus on what the job role needs are. First of all, your colleges give you a foundation, a broad conceptual foundation. One of them could be, say, mathematics, statistics, which is an essential foundation on which the whole data science has been built. So even a school level statistics and school level mathematics is a great foundation for anybody to get into the field of data. See, in today's environment, I must suggest, if there is an article by McKinsey, I think it's the right skills, the right way, or something like that. I'll get you the link. Basically what they are saying is, degrees more or less doesn't matter for the job that you want to perform. Skill is what will matter. So the skill is the currency that you're dealing with to earn more currency in return. So therefore, you invest your time, effort and money in acquiring those related relevant skills of a data analyst. Why not? You can, what's your favorite IPL team?
It's Mumbai Indians.
So you can certainly be an analyst for them.
All right.
Right?
Okay. So
Imagine just on that, Mumbai has a fantastic track record, MI's fantastic track record. Imagine that you on your own have analyzed their data and come with their famous theory of all the odd year is out, and this is also an odd year. They feel their stakes are higher this year. So you do your own analysis and keep publishing and including them in the hashtag.
okay.
They themselves will contact you saying that you are doing something interesting. Would you like to have a chat with us?
Oh, so it's possible that I can become a data analyst.
So, three things, in today's life that we need to do. One is acquire relevant jobs related skills and broad skills that I can communicate, articulate all of it, and the job skills. Acquire skills. Second, demonstrate them. If I acquire, keep in my pocket and don't do anything, nothing is going to happen. I have to demonstrate. Even demonstrating may not get me the visibility. That's where the digital marketing skill come in. Signal them. Acquire, demonstrate, and signal skills. Nothing will stop you.
Okay. So that's clear and that's quite encouraging. I mean, so whatever the passion may be, irrespective of what college degree that I'm getting, pursuing my passion and making it into a profession is possible through
Absolutely
gNIIT.
possible.
But one of the questions that we got from students was that, all of this is great, but I have a schedule which I follow, right? I need to go to college. I need to work hard, get good marks, right? And now you're saying that gNIIT, on top of it, I need to do gNIIT. Where do I get the time from? I mean, how is it possible for me to pursue two, one degree and the other one, skills, learning more skills within the time frame that I have? I mean, like you, like you, even I have 24 hours in a day. How will I do it?
Absolutely, very valid question. In fact, thanks for raising that. Every student do have the same questions. Now, what if the program that you do also helps you do academically better? What if the program is not a weight on my head, but also something opens up new marketing, monetizing opportunities, right? So the initial first stack and the second stack is all about creating interest, exploring areas. We just learners would need to attend 2 or 3 sessions of 2 hours in a class, and they have to spend 2 or 3 2 hours of hands-on on their own, and in the process they will be able to perform the academics better because their quality of research in the school, the college curriculum, they will be able to do better. The quality of research they do for their academics will improve. Their gNIIT skills is far better. The quality of presentations and collaborations for college projects they will do will seriously improve. They are ultimately improving the grade. They will also be able to demonstrate some of the skills that they have learned as part of college projects and get better recognition inside their college, as well as take up external assignments. So the time required is spread evenly. Every week they have to spend around 10 to 12 hours spread over. We keep in mind the exam gaps. During the exam gaps we let them prepare, and they can come back and continue and pursue the parallel process.
All right. What I hear you say is it's very much possible, because this is not a parallel program. While it is a parallel skill learning program, but it complements my degree. It helps me study that also.
Absolutely. In fact, it will save time because you are using the right digital tools, the right techniques, making better quality presentations, making better quality work for the projects. It will save time and perform well academically as well.
Another thing which has come up in the discussions, in my discussions with students, is what is real world ready? I mean, gNIIT says real world ready. What exactly is real world ready?
Real world ready is a combination of 3 things. One is the technical skills required for the job. It could be banking relationship manager, where there's selling skills, negotiation skills, persuasion skills, right? The second one is engineering skills. There are functional skills on the job. In the case of digital marketing, it is the nuances of understanding the best practices related to how do I do email campaigning, what are the tools and techniques I could use, what is the best SEO techniques I should apply for this particular campaign. That's the best practices related. The third is professional skills. How do I collaborate better, communicate better, articulate better, solve problems better, interface better? How do I work in a remote environment and produce results with less supervision? How do I work in a distributed work environment where culturally people are different and I need to be able to get still partner with anyone from anywhere? In today's distributed digital economy, consumers can be anywhere. I should be able to deal with them. So it's a combination. Real world ready means holistic skills. Holistic skills is a combination of new age digital skills, the business skills and human skills, which is nothing but the technical skills, the functional engineering skills and the behavioral soft skills. And gNIIT, you get to, for example, we insist small thing like communication. It doesn't, one fine day when I go to the job, it doesn't, I don't become a good communicator, right? So we insist, Ram, you have done a practice. This is print 1 of course 1. Please take 1 minute record a video of what you did, how you did, why you did, submit. AI driven evaluation will evaluate it and then provide feedback back to me. I will sharpen my communication with trial, try again. Every single sprint, if I do it, imagine 100 times I do it, I'll become better at communicating. Every project that I do, we insist that they present to some different stakeholder, not the same mentor. If you are my mentor in say digital marketing course, I will probably present to somebody else whom I may not know. They will come and sit in my presentation of the project and critique me, ask me questions. I should be able to defend. See, in the world of digital, there is no right or wrong, but I need to have a conviction to explain why I did, what I did, how it helps.
Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this conversation with Ram. How gNIIT as a program opens multiple career paths. How gNIIT can actually turn your passion into a profession. So lastly, thank you Ram, thank you for taking time out.
I believe the digital is giving enough opportunities for each one of us to take a piece out of that. So grab your opportunity, take up this gNIIT program, broad base your skills and set yourself up for success that your future self will be proud of. So will be your parents.